And the second point is what we found with Yitro. Yitro sees Moshe Rabbeinu, he stays with him a day, and he sees something very strange. He sees that Moshe Rabbeinu is judging people from the morning till the night. So Yitro is very puzzled. Why is it that you constantly judging and helping people out? You have to have some kind of system to work this thing. ויהי ממחרת וישב משה לשפוט את העם. The next day, Moshe Rabbeinu sat down to judge the nation. ויעמוד על משה מן הבוקר ועד הערב. And he was there with Moshe Rabbeinu. And he saw that the Am, ויעמוד העם על משה מן הבוקר עד הערב. Moshe Rabbeinu was with the nation from the morning till the evening. והיה חותן משה את כל אשר הוא עושה לעם. חותן משה יתרו saw everything that Moshe Rabbeinu is doing with the nation. ויאמר, מה הדבר הזה אשר אתה עושה לעם? What are you doing? What is this that you're doing to the nation? מדוע אתה יושב לבדך וכל העם ניצב עליך מן הבוקר עד הערב? Why is it that you're sitting alone judging the entire nation, trying to help and answer questions and try to assist people and judge people throughout the whole day, from the morning till the evening? Something's wrong over here. So Moshe Rabbeinu answers the question. ויאמר משה לכתו, כי יבוא אלי העם לדרוש אלוהים. The people are coming to me to ask the question, what does God want? We want to know. We're seeking what God wants from us. כי יהיה להם דבר, בא אליי, שפטתי בין איש ובין רעהו, והודעתי את חוקי אלוהים ותורותיו. ואומר חותן משה אליו, לא טוב הדבר אשר אתה עושה. Yitro tells him, no, that's not good. What you're doing is not good. What you're doing is not good. נבול תיבול גם אתה, גם העם הזה. You should know, eventually, you're going to be gone with the entire nation. You're going to completely be spoiled, and the whole thing would turn out bad. לא תוכל לעשות לבדך. You have to have a system. You can't do everything by yourself. אתה שמע בקולי עצך. Let me give you an advice, says Yitro. ויהי אלוהים עמך. If you take my advice, God will be with you. היה אתה לעם מול האלוהים. You be the leader. והבאת אתה את הדברים אל האלוהים. Whatever is needed, whatever is very high, you bring to God. והזהרת את החוקים. You lead them and you teach them. Mainly the laws, but also, אתה תחזה מכל העם, אנשי חיל, ירא אלוהים, אנשי אמת, שונאי בצע. Make yourself a system that you'll have people under you. Anybody that has a question should approach those people, and they will assist them and help them and judge them. If they don't know the answer, they'll go higher up to a higher authority. If they don't know, higher authority. Eventually, if nobody knows, all the big rabbis, all the geniuses don't know, they'll come to you and you'll solve them. But you can't take care of every little question that comes. So that was the advice that Yitro comes and advises Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu accepts it. No, it's very strange. It's very strange. I want to tell you something. They taught us in yeshivot that you don't give advice to the rabbi. You don't go to the Rosh Yeshiva. Rosh Yeshiva, I want to give you advice how to run your yeshiva. You don't do that. Even more so, you don't go to Gdol Ador to give him an advice. You don't knock at Chacham Ovadiah's door. He opens, what's your question? Chacham Ovadiah, I don't have a question, but I want to tell you, I have a system for you how to do things better for Yabiya Omer, for Chazon Ovadiah. I don't like the system. I think the system that I suggest to you would be better. We just don't do that. Who do you think you are to come to Gdol Ador to give him some kind of advice? And even more so, you don't tell him what Yitro is telling him. Listen, if you listen to me, God will be with you. How do you know? If anybody knows God, that's Moshe Rabbeinu, not you. How do you know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu would be with him? Hey, Elokim imach. That's very, very strange. What gives him that kind of idea that, first of all, he can give Gdol Ador? Now, we're not talking about regular Gdol Ador. We're talking about Moshe Rabbeinu. Who give you the idea that you think you can assist Moshe Rabbeinu, give him advice, and they tell him that, don't worry about it. If you do what I tell you, I have such a good advice, God will be with you as well. He'll agree, and and everything will turn out good. Very strange. I think the answer to this question is the following. When Moshe Rabbeinu hears that Yitro is coming to see Moshe Rabbeinu, so what does Yitro do? Vayetze Moshe likrat chotno. Moshe Rabbeinu comes out. He doesn't stay still in his place. As soon as he hears the messenger coming, telling him that Yitro is on the way, wow. Moshe Rabbeinu puts his Shabbat suit and he runs out. ויצא משה לקראת חותנו, Rashi tells us what happened at that moment. כבוד גדול נתכבד יתרו באותה שעה. He didn't just come out alone. Moshe Rabbeinu, when he came out, you know what happened? כיוון שיצא משה, יצא אהרון נדב ואביהו. If you see Chacham Ovadia coming out of the house, you see Rav Chaim Kanievsky coming out of the house, he never comes out alone. You see all people around him. He never walks alone. You'll see people walking around him. So who came with him? אהרון, נדב ואביהו. ומי הוא שראה את אלו יוצאים ולא יצא? Who saw all of a sudden the crew of גדולי הדור coming out and didn't come out with him? The entire nation comes out to see Yitro. That's what Chazal tell us. Now Yitro was נתכבד כבוד גדול באותה שעה. ויצא משה לקראת חותנו וישתחו. And he bows down to him. Moshe Rabbeinu bows down to him. וישק לו. And he kisses him. וישאלו איש לרעהו לשלום. Moshe Rabbeinu asks him about your trip. How are you? How are you feeling? What do you need? ויבואו האוהלה. They come to the tent. ויספר משה לחותנו. Moshe Rabbeinu comes in and he tells him everything that happened till now to עם ישראל. את כל אשר עשה אדוני לפרעה למצרים ולעדות ישראל, את כל התלה אשר מצאתם בדרך, ויצילם אדוני. Beautiful thing. Moshe Rabbeinu was starting to serve Yitro and serve the people. That's what Rashi tells us. So therefore, I think what happened over here is that when we see a Gedol Ador, in the beginning, when we approach somebody like that, we have a fear. There's a yir'ah from a Talmid Chacham. A yir'ah from Talmid Chacham is something we should have, because it says, Et Hashem Elokecha tira, et lerabot Talmidei Chachamim. When you have a Talmid Chacham, you have to fear him. Says Rabbi Nehemiah, you have to fear him as much as you fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rabbi Akiva, et lerabot Talmidei Chachamim. You fear a Talmid Chacham as much, equally, to as much as you feel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lerabot Talmidei Chachamim. So, that's the feeling we get when we approach a Talmid Chacham. But if a Talmid Chacham acts like a Talmid Chacham, which is an anav, he's a tzanua. Anybody that saw Rav Moshe Feinstein, the stories about him, the Chafetz Chaim, you can sit with him and he feels like your friend. There's a story about Rav Moshe Feinstein that somebody came to his shul anybody that knows, in Chinatown, in Manhattan, downtown, and he didn't know Rav Moshe. Back then, pictures were not as common as today. You see pictures of Dolei Ador all over. He came in, and he prayed, and he wanted afterwards to speak to Rav Moshe Feinstein. So this I heard from the person himself. He told me that, the person that Bedidei Ava Uvda. So during the davening, an old man comes to him, and he apparently comes with a hand to him. So he thought that man is asking for tzedakah. He took a few coins, and he put it in his hand. The old man closes the hand and walks back. When that person realizes that the person that approached him was no one less than Moshe Feinstein that came to say hello to him, he thought he gave him tzedakah, he got so embarrassed. But the gadlut of Moshe Feinstein is that he took it, and in order not to make you embarrassed, made you feel like it's all okay, because he was in such a way, such a anav. There's a tshuva in Igrot Moshe, that Moshe was rebuked by a person. He tells him that he saw that Moshe Feinstein, after lighting the candles, would take a car ride to his yeshiva. Now, a man is allowed to do melacha after candle lighting, as long as it's not Shabbat. So he tells Moshe Feinstein it's not the right thing to do. So Moshe answers him, you should know that I accept your rebuke, although halachically I'm permitted to do what I'm doing, because le'alacha men don't accept Shabbat when they light candles. But since you feel that it's the wrong thing to do, I accept upon myself not to do it anymore. Such a gadlut, such an anava, instead of telling him you're a noble. What do you know? What do you know? You want to give me a tochecha? What do you know how to give me a tochecha? Instead of that, he tells him not only that you said good things, although la'alacha it's not correct. I have to tell you the truth. But I'm willing to accept upon myself not to do it anymore, because in your eyes you think it shouldn't be done. Unbelievable. So you know what happens when you when you find somebody that speaks to you in such a way, although it's Gdol Hador, Chazon Ish says that when you see a Talmid Chacham, don't be mistaken. This is what Chazon Ish writes in the Mechtavim. He writes that the Talmid Chacham you're seeing is not a regular person. No. He's an angel, he's a malach. You think he's a regular person because in your eyes he looks like a regular person. But he is not a person. He's a malach. He's malach Hashem Tzvakot. And you just see with your own eye, with your eyes the wrong thing. So when we see such a person, at the beginning we do have the fear, it's Talmid Chacham. But as soon as we see that he behaves to us like a regular person, he treats us as equal, we feel maybe it is such a way. Our feeling change very, very quickly. And therefore we can feel that we can sit with him and give him advice and tell him the right things. That's what happens over here. Yitro got such a kavod for Moshe Rabbeinu, Vayishtachu, Vayishaklo, and he took him, and he served him, and he spoke to him. He felt that he can give advice to Moshe Rabbeinu. Not only, V'yelokim imach, he knows already better than Moshe Rabbeinu. And Moshe Rabbeinu accept that as well, because Moshe Rabbeinu was anav mikol adam. He doesn't care about that. But I want to tell you that from that pasuk that we just learned, we learn something that we can take home as well. For all of us that are married. It says in the pasuk, ויצא משה לקראת חותנו וישתחו וישקלו. Say Chazal, מי השתחווה ונשק למי? Who kissed and who bowed down to who? He doesn't say in the pasuk. So the Mechilta says, כשהוא אומר וישאלו איש לרעהו לשלום, who asked? Whoever asked also was the one bowing down, and also the one that kissed. Who was it? מי קרוי איש? It says וישאלו איש לרעהו. Who's איש? That's Moshe Rabbeinu, שנאמר, והאיש משה ענב מכל אדם. Moshe Rabbeinu is called the איש. So therefore, if that's the case, הרי שלא השתחווה ונשק אלא משה לחמיו. Moshe Rabbeinu is the one that kissed his father-in-law. He's the one that bowed down to his father-in-law. And from here, מכאן אמרו שיהיה אדם מוכן לכבוד חמיו. From here, the Mechilta says, a person must respect his father-in-law. And in Shulchan Aruch, it's brought down, הלכה למעשה, סימן רשמם, סעיף כ"ד, anybody can take a look. It says in the Shulchan Aruch, הלכה למעשה, חייב אדם לכבד חמיו. A person is obligated to respect his father-in-law. The Taz brings from the Bach, not only his father-in-law, וחמותו, his mother-in-law. And some poskim learn that this is an obligation from the Torah. The Sefer Charedim brings like this. Kibud chami v'chamoto have a deoraita openly. Says that's an obligation min Torah. Why? The ish v'ishto chad gufa, because you and your wife is one body. So if she has to respect her parent, you have to respect her parent as well, because it's the same body. And this is how Shlomo Kluger brings down that hizira Torah lechabdam. The Gaon Mivilna says the same thing. The Torah obligates to respect parents. This is something that's a machloket, because we found many poskim that say not so. They say it's a chiyuv midarabanan and not midoraita. Chacham Ovadia has a tshuva in Yechaveh Dat, Chelek Vav, and in Yabia Omer, and Betzel HaChochma has tshuva in the first part, in Chelek Aleph, that proves that no, it's not an obligation midoraita, it's an obligation midarabanan. But whatever it is, it's an obligation. But it's not only to respect your father-in-law and mother-in-law, but also a wife must, chayevet, to respect. Just like a man has to respect his in-laws, a wife must respect her in-laws. And this is the Lashon of the Ben Ish Chai, and this is the halacha lema'aseh that's brought down in the poskim. Chayav, Ben Ish Chai is Parashat Shoftim, chayav b'chvod chamiv, chayav, obligated. It's not a good thing, it's not a nice thing, it's obligation. לכן דוד המלך עליו השלום קרא את שאול, אבי ראה גם ראה. When David HaMelech spoke to Shaul, that was his father-in-law. He spoke to him, he called him Avi, my father-in-law. He respected him to the utmost. והוא הדין, says the Ben Ish Chai, דחייב וכבוד חמותו, your mother-in-law as well. וכן האישה חייבת לכבד חמיה וחמותה. וכתב בשיעורי ברכה, that's the חידה, בשם תנא דבי אליהו. What's תנא דבי אליהו saying? Listen to this. שאם נשא אישה ואינה מכבדת את אביו ואמו לעת זקנתן, if a person marries a woman and she's not respectful to his mother and father, to her in-laws, כאילו נואף כל ימיו. That's what the Tana Dve'er says. It's like he's committed adultery all his life. Because that's like somebody else's wife. That's not like your wife. Because if she can't respect your parents, it's considered adultery. לכך דיבור לא תנאף, סמוך לדיבור כבד את אביך ואת אמך. And this is how Chacham Ovadia is posek in Yechaveh Da'at as well, over there in Chelek Vav. He says the same thing, that if a wife does not respect her in-laws, it's considered כאילו נואף כל ימיו. And the לשון of Chacham Ovadia in Yechaveh Da'at, חייב אדם לכבד את חמיו בקימה והידור. You hear that? When your father-in-law comes to the room, you don't sit on the sofa, everything's good. חייב לכבד את אביו בקימה והידור. You stand up for him. Just like you stand up if a Gdol Hador would come in. Just like you're obligated to stand up when your father and mother come in. You can't sit down when your father and mother come in. Some people don't even stand for their mother and father. You have to stand up for your father and mother. This is what we learn in our parasha in Aseret HaDibot, כבד את אחיך ואיתך. You must respect your parents. One of the ways to respect them is to stand up for them. Says Chacham Ovadia, להלכה is same thing by your in-laws. בקימה והידור, כשמגיע לתוך ד' אמותיו. כמו שמכבד לזקנים חשובים. Now, להלכה Chacham Ovadia is posek, as I told you before. It's not completely like you respect your father and mother. Respecting your in-laws is a less madrega, a level less than respecting your father and mother. Father and mother is much more of an obligation to respect. ויש נוהגים גם כן לנשק ידי חמיו. You hear? Some נוהג to kiss the hand of their in-laws. Just like one should kiss the hands of their father and mother. דרך כבוד ועיקר וכן ראוי לעשות. So does a person should do. It's the correct thing to do. וכן האישה חייבת לכבד את חמיה, says חכם עובדיה. A wife must respect חמיה וחמותה, her mother-in-law and her father-in-law. How much? כמיטב יכולתה. As much as she can, with all her strength. כמיטב יכולתה. Push in as much as she can. Then he brings the Tana Deve Eliyahu that we saw before, that if not, it's כנואף כל ימיו. וכל שכן, שזהו גם כבוד בעלה, you know that a woman is obligated to honor her husband. Part of honoring her husband is also honoring his parents. And Pele Yoetz writes the following thing, שנשא אדם אישה, כמה קלה בחמותיו, חס ושלום, this happens, unfortunately it does happen, that the wife starts fighting with the mother-in-law. Terrible thing. כמה קלה בחמותה ומסיתה את בעלה לעשות קטטה, and she causes her husband to start fighting with his parents, with his mother, with his father. והאיש הירא את השם החפץ חיים. What should a ירא את השם חפץ חיים? What do you think he should do? A person with יראת שמיים, חפץ חיים, what should he do? Should he keep quiet? Should he say, you know what, מן השמיים, גזרה מן השמיים, what should I do? Maybe you should say, שלום בית, she's right, go with your wife. Maybe that's what you should say. Maybe you should keep out of trouble, keep out of a fight. They're fighting, why do I have to get in? Maybe that's the right thing to do. Says the Pele Yoetz, האיש הירא את השם. We're not talking about somebody hot-tempered. האיש הירא את השם. You come to the Pele Yoetz, you ask him, what do you suggest? I'm ירא את השם and I'm חפץ חיים. What should I do? ראוי לו לגעור באשתו. He needs to scream at his wife at that. ולשותקה בנזיפה ולהפיס דעת אביו ואמו. He has to scream at her and stop that fight once and for all. And if that doesn't help, take it to level 2. Go to the rabbi. Try to work things out. But you can't allow such a thing to happen. She has no right disrespecting, just like you have no right disrespecting your in-laws. But don't get me wrong. It doesn't give a green light to the in-laws to start doing things that they shouldn't do in the house, which means in-laws should not get involved between the kids. The children get, that's the basic. When your daughter, when your son gets married, they're on their own. They're having problems, stay out. Let other people deal with it. You have to stay out as an in-law. And Halacha in Shulchan Aruch, in Even Ezer, Siman Ayin Dalet Sif Yud, says the following. If a wife says to her husband, Amra en retzoni she'yavou labait, she says, I don't want that your parents should come to my house. אביך ואימך, אחיך ואחיותיך, ואיני שוכנת עמהם בחצר אחת. I'm not going to live with them in the same place, in the same house, in the same neighborhood. I can't. Why? מפני שמריעים לי ומצירים לי. They're fighting with me. They're causing me pain. They're causing me bad things. שומעים לה, הלכה אין שולחן ערוך. Shulchan Aruch says, you listen to her. She's right. But the Agad, the Ramah says, and he adds over here, don't be mistaken. מפני שמריעים לי ומצירים לי. Because they're causing her pain, because they make her suffer. Says the Ramah, ודווקא שנראה לבית דין, שיש ממש בדבריה. בית דין has to inspect this, to see, is she saying the right thing? Many times, people imagine things. I think, this, that. Also, many times, they imagine to the point that they feel it's reality. They this, they looked at me the wrong way, they said the wrong thing, and you start imagining a lot of things. People are very, very sensitive. So you come out with conclusions very, very quickly. Says the Ramah, no, דווקא שנראה לבית דין שיש ממש מדברים, בית דין has to investigate this and see that she's right, that there are מריעים ומצירים וגורמים פתתה בינה לבעלה. אבל אחי, בלאו אחי, אין שומעים לה. If not, you don't listen to her. But the point is that we have to find the right approach. The right approach, you give the most respect to your in-laws, whether it's a wife or a husband. And when we're dealing with the in-laws, stay out. You get the respect, keep quiet. It doesn't give you the right to get involved. If there's problems, it's not your problems. It's their problem. Let them work it out between themselves. They're going to fight it out. They'll be upset. They're not going to talk to each other for a few days. Then they make up if everything is good. That's what happens. If it gets worse, it's not your problem. You send them to the rabbi. The rabbi should get involved, not you. That is the message we learn in our parasha. How to A, treat your children. B, how to treat your in-laws. Thank you for coming tonight. Chazak v'baruch.